Man, y'all with the empty nesters, man.
We
EMT
all just
underscore
get
nesters on
along.
YouTube. EMT underscore nesters on YouTube, man. Last week we transitioned the conversation um over to parenting. We transitioned the
Yes.
conversation over to parenting. We talked about the importance of effective co-parenting. Nick, I'm going to ask you a question this week, and then I'm going to answer the question for myself as well. And the question I want to ask you is, what is the biggest thing that you believe you've learned in hindsight about parenting now that your children are adults? Like, I'll say it again.
Okay.
I want to make sure you understand the question.
The biggest thing that I've learned.
Your biggest takeaway. What's your biggest lesson? Period. When it comes to whatever, there's no wrong answer. Whatever you feel like is the most important thing that you learned about parenting, in hindsight, now that your children are adults.
I would say paying more attention.
It's your
That's
answer.
me.
It's your answer.
I would say paying more attention.
Okay, elaborate. What do you mean paying more attention? Tell us what you mean.
Paying more attention to the things that they are going through. Like, I thought that, I had an open communication with them.
Okay.
I thought that, I've always told them that they can come to me about anything, right?
Okay.
But I recently had a conversation with one of my daughters.
Okay.
And, she just basically said that, she couldn't come talk to me. Like,
she felt like she
couldn't come talk to me, even though I said, I said it over a million times. Whatever y'all need to talk about, just let me know. We can talk about it. We can get through it together. But she felt that some situations, she wanted to, or she felt that she needed to handle herself.
And she didn't trust talking.
And she didn't trust talking to me about it.
Okay.
So, that I don't even know how I would.
What would you have? You don't know what you would have done different to make sure or to assure her that.
Yeah, because if I'm telling you,
she can trust you.
If I'm telling you, to tell me, whatever your situation is, we can work through it. I can give you some advice or whatever.
So what I'm hearing is you made the effort, you made the attempt to have that open communication with her, but for whatever reason, she felt like she couldn't really come to you with everything.
Exactly.
And so then the question now becomes, if that's your biggest takeaway, that you would have done more to I guess, keep that trust built up to a level that she knows that she could talk to you about anything.
Yeah.
So the important thing is working to make sure that I assure my child that, hey,
exactly,
I'm here for you. You can trust that it doesn't matter what you come to me with, we can work through this together. Mm-hmm. Now, I can feel you on that because I know for a fact that my children were the same way with me. But I know why they felt like they couldn't talk to me about everything. And it lines up with my biggest takeaway as a parent. Okay? So I asked you the question, and so now I answer it for myself and tell you how it lines up. So me as a parent, I was very strict. I was a very strict, disciplined parent, right? Like, I didn't give my children no opportunity to not be, to not behave, to not comply. Like, I was strict, zero tolerance, right? And so the thing that I took away, the thing that I learned is that I would have been no less strict with my children. However, I would have been more openly loving. See, as a black man, when I was raised, we were raised to be hard and not compassionate. And you a boy, you need to be this way. And so it made me that way. But in hindsight, I learned that it's okay to love your children. It's okay to love on your children, even your boy children as a man. Because they need to know that, and I feel like that is the reason why my children would not trust me with all conversations, because they were too worried about getting disciplined for whatever it may be. So that's how it lines up with yours. But I definitely would have been more openly loving and with my children, and reassuring them that, yeah, you're disciplined, but you're loved even more, because they are. Now, I'm thankful for the fact that they understand that now today, and we can have those conversations as adults, just like you and your children have them as adults. But we know hindsight is 20/20, and that's why we have created this platform to share with you, so that you guys can hear this from our own experiences. Now, let me remind you, you're looking at two parents of 6 children, 3 boys. Look at me, I put a 2 up. That's so funny. You saw that? You gotta watch the video. Too funny. 3 boys.
3 girls.
3 girls. The modern day Brady Bunch. That's us, and we had to rock like that for over 20 years to get them grown and gone. And so we definitely have an experience that is unique, that is full of situations that have contributed to our to our understanding of this, and to where we are today with it. And so that was my main question to you. All right.
Yeah.
What was your biggest takeaway?
Communication.
Okay.
Communication. That's the only issue, or not issue, but
well, I wasn't an issue. My question was, what was your biggest takeaway?
Biggest takeaway. Yeah.
Okay. And so then, second question: what is your biggest piece of advice to a young parent? Look at me. Let me know we're on the radio, right? Yeah, like we live on the radio, right? Yeah, look at me like
See, that's the thing. Like, just be, or try to be open. Try to have that open dialogue and let them know that they can come to you.
So that's your biggest piece of advice.
I mean, that's my advice. You just have to keep drilling it in their head.
Well, now you say you did that and it didn't work.
Well, maybe it'll work on somebody else. Somebody else's child. I don't know. But what else can you do if you have that open communication with your child and they still neglect to, be open and honest with you about situations that they come to?
Well, now I'm gonna be honest. I was invasive too. So my children didn't have no privacy. Just so y'all know, I'm that old school dad that don't believe in children's rights in my house. Like, your rights are what I say they are in my house.
But even still, on communication, how would you have changed that?
I just told you what I would have changed about mine. I would have changed absolutely nothing about the way I parented, because I feel good about my relationship with my adult children. I feel good about
my relationship with my, with our children. It's just, you do have these trying times sometimes with,
like I say, the only thing I would have done different is I would have been more affectionate and more loving as a father. I would have exhibited that. And I believe that would have shifted. I believe that would have given more confidence to them to be able to come and have that communication. So
did you talk to them about that? Did you say, okay,
what, as children or as adults?
Adults. I'm talking about as adults.
Well, hindsight 20/20. Yeah, of course we have great conversations now. They're adults. We have amazing conversations and great relationships now. And so that's why I say I wouldn't change a thing. I'm the proudest dad in the world. You look at my Instagram to tell you I'm the richest man in the world. Not because of material, That's because of what I've been able to build with my children and now
Well, you know,
grandchildren
I feel the
and,
same
and the
way.
life that we have. That's what's important. So I'm sharing these lessons that a young couple may learn, or a young parent, or a young person may, draw from
I
it.
guess, my advice is just spend time with the child. Get to know your child. Don't just go sit them down, sit them somewhere and give them a tablet or something.
Well, okay.
Spend more time with them.
Okay,
Like
that's good
one-on-one.
stuff. That's good stuff.
That's what you do.
Okay.
That's my advice to a parent.
So spend time.
Spend time with your child. Do not let the iPad take care of your child.
Okay.
That's my advice.
All right. So, and my advice would line up with yours. Communication is key. Having a trusting, loving relationship with your child is open, that they understand and know that, hey, I can come to my parent with anything. And I know that I'm going to get support. My child needs to know that when they come to me, they're going to get support.
Right.
They're going to get love. They're going to get someone who is concerned about whatever it is they may be going through, and someone that's going to help them see their way through it. My child has to have confidence in that. Because of my strict discipline, my child was more concerned about getting in trouble than communicating. And so some things they kept to themselves because they were too concerned about getting in trouble, because I was such a strict disciplinarian. I was such a hard man because I was raised that way. Guess what? Listen, young parents, this is my biggest advice to you. Yeah, because you said yours. Can I say mine?
I ain't said nothing. What you talking about?
My biggest advice to you is it's okay to learn to be the type of parent that you are. You do not have to be the parent that your parents were. Now, some of you may have had amazing parents that did a great job, and you want to mirror that. That's good. Some of you may have had parents with belief systems that don't line up with yours. It's okay for you not to be the parent that your parent was. And it's okay for you to tell your parent that you're not the parent that they were. Because we know that our parents have a way of still parenting. And that's another topic we got to get into. Adult parenting. Yeah. Adult parenting. Parenting adult children.
You're no longer parenting adult. You're a young adult.
There's a lot of them still out there doing it.
No longer parenting.
That's for another
you're a young
show.
Adult.
That's for another show. For this one, it's simply advice for the young parent that is having to learn how to navigate being a parent. Because remember, when your child is born, if you've never been a parent, your child as a parent, you don't know. Yeah. And so your way is not wrong. Your way is your way. Learn and grow. There's some good takeaways from your parents that even may not be the best of parents. They may have taught you some stuff that you can take with you, but it's okay for you to apply that to your own system of parenting. You don't have to parent the way that your parents did.
And I chose not to parent the way my parents did.
Well, mine is a mixture of, so I grew up in a village, though. We'll get into that some other time. But listen, man.
Parent your child the way you feel that you need to parent your child.
It's your child. I would advise that, for me, my opinion, and discipline, please, people, when I say discipline, that don't necessarily mean just beat your child.
Oh, my goodness.
No, that's not what I'm saying. But you need, you need to monitor your child and parent them daily, all the time. Like you say, you can't just give them a device and let them go. You have to be there at every situation, at every turn, as they're learning and growing and developing themselves as children. From zero, from the time they hit the sheets. I'm talking about not once they get a certain age, but from the time they come out, they're learning. Their brain is processing. And so every minute of every day that they're learning, you should be teaching. Because if you're not teaching, they're learning on their own. And they're going to go their way on their own. Yeah. So that's all I'm saying. All right. So, yes, spend the time. definitely have that line of communication.
Mm-hmm.
The discipline is necessary because if he'll fight you at 2, he'll beat you up at 12.
I had this tragic.
I'm sorry.
This
And
tragic.
you gotta break it. You gotta break it early. You break it. You break that spirit out of them. You don't have to worry about that. That's my opinion on that. I'm gonna leave that alone. That's tragic. I don't know those people. I don't know what happened. Empty nesters is about positivity, love.
Positivity.
We want you to make. We want to see you grow from the advice that we give.
Right.
All right. So everything that we say out of love, and we want to share with our listening audience so that you guys may be better for it. That you may take our experiences and grow with them. All right. Listen, man. It's been our show for this week. We thank each and every one of you who have supported us from the start of this. We appreciate you, EMT_Nesters. All right, EMT_Nesters on YouTube to see the bonus footage, to see these red lips. Yeah, I said it.
EMT_Nesters on
Nesters
YouTube.
on YouTube. About to head over to hang out with my girl for her birthday. Shout out to my girl Dee Dee, man. Out of Canterbury, man. What's up, my girl? I ain't seen you in a minute. I'm finna surprise you. Happy birthday, girl. We love you.
Happy birthday,
from the Empty
Dee Dee.
Nesters. All right, listen, man. We'll catch y'all next week here on the Empty Nesters, man. Y'all have a great rest of y'all week.
We out.